So they could be performing at the same time, even though there's a $15 million variance in revenue. We don't look at gross profit as what's left over after you consider the cost to deliver the jobs and the labor. We look at gross profit as what's the profit left over just after the pass-through costs like materials, subcontractors, things that you're essentially just a middleman sales agent. That's not for you. That's for you to go from the supplier to the customer to pay. You may make a markup on that, which you should be, but it's not your money.
Yeah.
What we're left over with then is the gross profit. And that's what I was saying at the start. That's your engine room. So what that needs to do is, like you're saying, cover your labor, got to cover all your operating expenses, and then it's also got to be what gives you the return at the end of the day in pre-tax profit. When we speak pass-through costs, why we want to break pass-through costs away from labor is, like we're saying, because labor is a fixed cost like you've been talking about. Pass-through costs are just respective to the job. Now, the reason we also want to be doing that is because it gives us a true indication of, well, how healthy is your business? Because at the end of the day, the health of your business is actually dependent on not your revenue, but your gross profit. So when we look at that, if you compare a construction business to a service-based business, people from the outside might go, wow, look at that construction business making $20 million. They must be killing it. But then you actually look at it, once you consider the pass-through costs, they might lose 75% of that just through costs, through subcontractors, all the materials.
Yeah.
And then they've got a measly little gross profit there. Compare that to a service-based business who might only be doing $3 or $5 million. They've got a much higher gross profit margin, much less pass-through cost. So they could be performing at the same time, even though there's a $15 million variance in revenue. So that's why we want to be breaking it up like that. So we're getting a crystal clear look at, well, how healthy is your business actually? What is it doing? And is it going to cover the costs that are there 365 days a year, that eat 3 times a day, as well as give us the return that we want, that we should be getting as owners for taking on this risk of the business?